Hello and welcome to Sports Prem Focus. We got an amazing panel for you. We've got the Nomad Post coming back for another visit. How are we, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing good. What about you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I've been working on my house, so it's bit draining, but it is what it is. You know, yeah. You had a good
Yeah,
week, have you?
yeah, I've had a good week.
Yeah, very good, very
Alhamdulillah.
good. And we got Charlie Avent. Welcome back, sir.
Nice one. It's glad to be back.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been quite a while, but
yeah,
yeah,
it's been a while, isn't it?
just been busy with football and stuff, man. Now that I'm back playing, it's trying to balance it all out.
Yeah, how are you feeling after the op and everything? You're back
Yeah,
fully
not
fit.
too bad, thank you, mate. Yeah, slowly getting there, slowly getting there.
Nice, nice, nice. And we've got El Smogo. How are we doing, sir?
Good evening, mate. Yeah, all good here. All good here.
Good, good. You doing making moves with your channels all over the place, I see.
Trying.
Yeah,
Attempting.
exactly. We're all trying there. We're all trying.
Grafting hard, as always.
Yeah, yeah. Every time I see it, there's a new show coming out somewhere.
It's one going on right now as it goes.
Yeah, I know. I've just got it on. There we go. Yes. So we've done the international break. Do we watch the internationals? Are we are we glad they're over? It's obviously a bit of a boring process for me, to be honest. I just kind of watch what happens, but not really taking any serious kind of focus on it. Do you what's your take on the internationals, Liam?
Hindrance. Absolute hindrance. I think they're a hindrance to everyone now. Like I was saying early on this week, that you look at the games, like we played Wales and Latvia, and these teams are like League One, League Two teams at the very best. And we're going out there praying that our star men don't get injured. And I think there was something like maybe in the first 5-10 minutes against Latvia that I think Saka might have just took a little something onto his ankle or something. And for the next 10 minutes, you're not worried about the England game. You're worried actually, are we going to lose a player here, and how long for? And I don't get no excitement over the international friendly. It's not even the friendlies, is it? It's World Cup qualifiers. But when you start looking at it, and you start looking at England top the group, 6 wins out of 6, scored 18, conceded 0. That tells you everything you need to know about what we're competing against. And you can't be telling me that any club manager's relaxed about their players going out to play for their international countries. But you can't be telling me that anyone's getting excited to watch England play at the moment against teams like Latvia or Wales.
Well, Wales is a friendly as well, so I don't really understand it, to be honest. It's a bit of a warm up for Wales, apparently. It was just a bit weird. They didn't want to leave the country, so they chose to play England. So you played somebody better than you because you didn't want to leave the country. It just makes a bit of a wild kind of approach to me.
Yeah, it's like, I guess they've got to play the games, didn't they? If the international calendars are in there, we know they're in there. We know they're in there September, October, November, March, and April. Sadly, and I guess we've got to play someone. But I just if we're gonna have international friendlies, I want to play like the bigger nations in international friendlies. Like home nations used to be a big thing, like in the 70s and early 80s, but now they're like England ain't going to have no competition playing teams like Wales or Scotland or Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland. We've demolished a lot of them. It's not even fun for them to come. Surely it's not even fun for them to play.
Can't be, can it?
Nah, no.
Although they are actually playing a bigger team at least. So
yeah, I guess so. And
it's actual competition for them, whereas it's not competition for us. But surely we should be going, like you say, playing bigger teams.
Yeah.
To actually give experience of playing the bigger teams, and actually, when you get through to the tournament, actually trying to beat them.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah. What's your take, Charlie?
Don't watch them. Don't watch friendlies. Don't watch the qualifiers. Think they're absolutely dead because we're playing against, like Liam said, we're playing against dead rubber teams, mate. Like we're out here slapping up San Marino's 10-0s, and then we got Kane stat padding, and it's just like, mate. Whenever we play against someone half decent, we struggle because we're playing against all these crap teams in the qualifiers. When it comes to the main tournaments, then obviously, yeah, I'll back it. But playing these qualifiers and these friendlies, and even the Nations League, I think the Nations League is completely pointless as well. You got the World Cup and the Euros. You don't need the Nations League. So, and I always look at the international break. I don't want my players getting injured. That's it. Unless we're playing in the main tournaments.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It's just like you said, if we're playing somebody challenging, then fair enough. Otherwise, just rotate the whole squad. You know, play players that just don't get a look in normally, and try out something different. So,
Yeah, 100%. I hear it. Like, stop playing Saka, Rice, and all the main players against Latvia. Like, you don't need those players against Latvia, mate. Let Bowen and Wharton and players like that play in those games.
Well, I'd say you don't even need Bowen, really. You know,
Yeah, I know, but Bowen's not going
could
to
go
start,
down
though, is
even
he?
further, couldn't you?
He's not going to start, though, is he? I'm talking about like the fringe players.
No. I'm not saying that, but obviously the caliber of player, you could actually give somebody else an opportunity that's not normally going to get an opportunity to play.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, in that case, then yeah, I agree with you.
Do you watch the internationals, Nomad? What's your take on them?
Yeah, I didn't really watch it because my nation is not that good. So
What's your nation?
Somalia.
Oh,
So
okay.
we ended up getting 1 point out of 10 matches. So it's boring to watch.
It is boring
at
to watch
least
when you crap.
You
innit?
guys are bored of winning, but we are bored of losing. So
No,
no
in
change.
fairness, we're not bored of winning because we haven't really won anything. We
No,
win
I see
games,
Charlie
but we don't
complaining.
win
We're
tournaments.
smashing teams east west. So
Yeah,
and some guys are boring being smashed.
yeah. We kind of got bored of the same old, and you like get to an international break, and it's like with Southgate when he was in charge, it's like Saka had to play every single minute. He might get taken off 3 minutes towards the end, and you're like, why have you done it? The game was over like long ago, and you've got to keep him on for the till the end of the game. So we're like pulling our hair out, going, "What the hell are you doing?" You know, it wasn't just Saka; it's Rice wants to play every minute as well.
From Arsenal point of view, I think it's not good because we just beaten Newcastle away, so it was a very good momentum, and then it ended up they killed the momentum for 2 weeks. Again, it's just start again next game. So it's not really crucial thing or important thing to do, but you know they need those breaks to make a lot of money. You know, so we'll understand them, no problem.
Yeah, and we've got another one coming up in basically 7 games time as well. So it's just a bit crazy. Yeah, I just don't understand. And apparently next season they've changed it so that the first 2 international breaks are run together, but there's a 4-week break or something. It's just like
that's even worse.
They're just trying anything to make it relevant, and
that's
it's just
even
like
worse, mate.
Yeah, just scrap the tournament, just get rid of it. And we'll make it a preseason tournament and something like that. It's just a bit of a it sucks the life out of actual football, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it's just a bit crap. So yeah, you mentioned that obviously we beat Newcastle, and the momentum was there. Not looking good for Liverpool, obviously, in their previous games. How are we feeling at the moment? Do you think we're on course for winning things? Do you think it's a kind of a false start and we're just going to drop down? Where do you think we are?
No, I think on paper this is the most easiest run of games we will be getting, and our opponent or our competitors, they'll be having a little bit of hard fixture. So we are good, we cannot deny that, and this is a time to collect a lot of points and put them on the board. So I think yes, we can do a lot, and that will end up just because the momentum or the mentality of the players again. I remember last season we just got 4 points from Fulham, and the game that we drew, they scored early. I think Saliba equalized around 50-something minute, and we couldn't create more to get more. So, yeah, this is a real test. You know, many people say that's about the big games, but for us, it has been the mid-table teams because we've been doing good against the big six. You know, I don't know, 800 days or 1,000 days, but these small teams were the ones who are dropping as a point. So this will be the real test.
Yeah, fair. You agree with that, Charlie?
Yeah, I actually think with the Chelsea dagger to Liverpool a couple of weeks ago, I was sat there and I looked at that and I thought, well, after that, we've got Fulham, Palace, Brentford, Burnley, and Sunderland. Now, for me personally, this team and this manager have no excuse not to get 15 points. If we get anything less than 15 points, then there's a serious problem because he's got the squad and the players are good enough to be beating teams like Burnley and Sunderland and like Liverpool on the other hand have got to play City, so they're taking points off each other, and they've got some tricky fixtures away like Aston Villa and all that. So I actually think we could steal a bit of a march on our competitors by maybe pulling a 4 or 5 point gap, which gives us a bit of a buffer. But I mean, it was Nomad's mentioned it. The 2 week break has killed us a little bit because we slapped up West Ham comfortably, and then our momentum was killed dead with the international break. So tomorrow we're going into this game on the back of good form, but obviously players have been away playing for their countries, and some players haven't played at all. So
Do you
we'll
not think it
see.
helps a little bit though? Because obviously Saka was quite early back, and you know he was straight into the thick of everything. He's got no backup again, and it just gives him a bit of respite. It eases him back in a little bit, and maybe that helps a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I actually felt a bit sorry for Noni because I thought, especially in the games against like Forest and all that, I thought Noni was our best player. So, and then he obviously goes down with that injury, which sort of come out of nowhere to me because I didn't even know he played against City with an injury. I didn't even know he had an injury. Um, the Saka thing worries me because is he gonna rest him? I don't think he will now that Noni's out. Um, the only other real option we've got is we shove Martinelli on the right or we put Wanyeri out there. So, I mean, he's got options now, the manager. He's got no excuse. I mean, in games, we should be, if we're winning like 2-3-0, we should be able to take Saka off. He shouldn't have to play the full 90 minutes. Same with Rice. I don't want to see Rice. I mean, he did it against Forest and I rated it. He dropped him. Just put him on the bench. He just said, hold the bench and we'll bring you on if we need you. That's what I need. I need him to do this. It's like Zubamendi. I think Zubamendi's mustard. But, bruv, hold the bench. Just hold the bench for this game. We don't need you for this game.
Yeah, they don't have to play every minute, do they?
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and like Zubamendi is so good. He's so good.
Yeah.
I think he said that today in his press that he will be resting Martin Zubamendi next game, I think.
See, this is the kind of game, this Fulham away game, where you could probably rest a Zubamendi because they're going to be. I don't think Fulham will part the bus. They'll play expansive because they're at home as well. So you chuck a Norgard or someone in there that is capable of breaking up play, which should be fine. Zubamendi can then play against Atletico Madrid. Do you know what I mean? It's just managing minutes. I mean, Arteta talks about it all the time, but then he goes on about managing minutes, but then he still plays the same players a lot of the time. So yeah, I don't know. We'll just see in it. We'll see with the team selection when it comes out. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad it's back.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Liam?
I'm quite optimistic personally. I think we haven't had a squad like this for. Let's be honest, we haven't had a squad like this ever. The strongest squad that I can remember, like especially defensively, is probably 2001, 2002, when we had like the likes of Adams, Campbell, Keown, and all the one defenders. And you look at this squad now; it's even much stronger than that. And I just look at our first 11, our second 11, and I agree what Charlie says. At the end of the day, we should be picking up 15 points out of 15. but we've got to respect the opponent as well. We have had tricky times against Fulham over the last few seasons, home and away. So there's another banana skin there, isn't there, to overcome. But we've been overcoming them this year. We've overcome Newcastle. So I want to see the same again tomorrow. I'm confident we'll go there and do a job tomorrow. And I just think when we've got our strongest players out and we've got Saka out on the pitch, I'm always confident. The problem with Arsenal is, and especially last season, well, not even last season, over the last 2-3 seasons, is when we start losing players to injuries. And this is where the rotation comes in now. And when you don't overplay players because you haven't got anyone else. Because actually now, Mikel, you've got an abundance of players. Like we've done the job in the summer to get these players in, to give Mikel Arteta the chance to use his bench. And actually, to give the credit to Mikel Arteta, he has been using his bench this year. And it's been coming to a great cost because actually players have been coming off the bench having massive impact, scoring goals and doing what they need to be doing. So I am confident. I'm confident as long as we keep the players fit. But I think Charlie on the forward, I think the one worry will be now if Saka got injured, if Madueke's still not back fit. I think personally Martinelli would go out there if that happens. But we need to try and keep Saka fit at all costs.
Yeah,
And
he did. He
means,
did put Martinelli out there anyway, didn't he? So it was kind of a trial, if you like, of that kind of instance.
Yeah, he needs to keep him fit and fresh and playing games. And do you know what? Like, I know it might sound a bit ridiculous, but I'd even look at some of the Champions League games and go, look, do you know what, Saka? You take a breather in these games. Like, as long as, do you know what? We're going to beat Atletico Madrid. That's 9 points out of 9. We should be at that point, yeah, right? Looking at finishing top 8. Rest Saka in games that you don't necessarily need to have to play him, do you know what I mean? Because this is the reason we've crumbled in the past. We've overplayed Saka, we've overplayed Odegaard, we've overplayed Saliba, we've overplayed Gabriel, and then we get the massive injuries, and then we're screwed. But I'm confident now that he's got the squad, and what I'm seeing from him at the start of this season, especially like even when we see Subamendi on the bench against West Ham, he's making the right decisions and we're winning games. So, yeah, I am confident. I am confident this year. And do you know what? I think another thing one of the guys said was, if we get 4 or 5 points ahead going into the next international break, that'd be great. Honestly, if we get to that and we increase it, I don't think Liverpool will be able to chase us down this year. I don't think Liverpool will be able to chase us down this year. I think it's a total different ball game trying to chase the team. And I look at Liverpool's defence and I just think there's flaws all over it. So we've got to win this next 5 or 6 games. We then got to get over the international break. And then there's the 2-3 big games after that, the Chelsea and the Tottenham. And I think we'll have an incredible understanding at that point where we're gonna challenge by coming to the end of the season.
Do you think it's just Liverpool we got to worry about? Do you think that there's any kind of action from City?
I think City always got to worry about them. Look, they made a great signing in Donnarumma. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think Pep's changing his style. He's definitely changing his style. But this ain't the Man City team that we remember with Kevin De Bruyne. Do you know what I mean? Like, Kevin De Bruyne for me was absolute something else. They're not that team. So actually, do I think Man City are going to get 90 points? Probably not. But I think that they will be there and thereabouts. But I still probably look at Liverpool at the moment as the major challenges. Like if Man City lose Haaland, for example, then they're in a pickle, wouldn't they?
Yeah. I think they are. But do you think as well that the Arteta actually trusts his substitute players more than he trusted them before? Do you think they're more his pick of players rather than somebody that Eddie's thrown in and it's basically been, I don't know, a D tier or an E tier of an actual player rather than an A or B tier?
Yeah, I think deep down he looks at Martinelli and Trossard and probably thinks they're probably impact players, like the finishers, as he says. Trossard 100% is. He's not a player for me who should be starting every game. I think he'll probably start again tomorrow, most likely. But do I agree with that? Not really sure. But I think look at that bench. It doesn't matter who you bring on. If you got Eze on the bench, or you got Trossard on the bench, or you got Martinelli on the bench, or you got a Marino on the bench, or you got Subamendi on the bench, do you know what I mean? Or you got Madueke or Saka. They're top-notch players now. They're not like your Amari Hutchinsons that were sitting on the bench for 2-3 years ago. Do you know what I mean? And no disrespect to Eddie Nketiah, who I thought did do some good impact for us at times, but they're a level above what we used to have. And I think he does trust them now. I think he does know he can trust Trossard to come on and change an impact of a game because he's proven it time and time again. I think he's the go-to man, to be honest, at times, if you're looking for a goal off the bench. I think Martinelli's still sometimes a little bit hot and cold, but actually, I think now Martinelli's got competition. He either fixes up consistently or he doesn't get in the team. And I think maybe the penny's kind of dropped with him. That actually you're going to work hard now. You're going to have to play well every game, have stats to go with it, whether it's assists or goals, and making a major impact in terms of the games. And I think I see a different Martinelli this season, and I'm hoping we can get him back. Because if we can get him back to the Martinelli that we had 2-3 years ago, we're laughing. Let's be honest, we're laughing. With the additions of Eze into the team, I think we've got a lot of talent out there now that we can utilise if and when needed. But it's rotation and keeping them fit. And I bet in training it's much better as well. I bet it's more competitive in training now. And every single player wants to be playing in this team, wants to be in that first 11. And that's all you can want. That's all you want is actually 18, 19 players that are in that squad fighting for the first team, where I don't think it's been that in the past. I think it's been 12, 13 players, and then the other 5, 6 knowing they're going to be on the bench, basically. And if they get brought on, they get brought on, but they're not even sure if they're going to come on.
Yeah. Do you agree with that, Nomad? What's your take on the whole squad situation?
I think right now he trusts everyone that's coming from the bench because he's the type of player that he brought them in. He trusts in them because previously, as Smago said, it was the kind of Hutchinsons, more of the academy players or somebody that he didn't bring in himself. But now I think the last guy from the previous 11 was, or the squad, was Nelson, I think. So right now is everybody Mikel brought them in. So he has to trust them. So I think it doesn't matter who starts left, right, or even center when Kaya comes back, when Gabriel Jesus comes back. I think it will be a lot of options for him. And you can just see this season he's trusting the bench so much. Doing some early substitutions, like against, I think, Liverpool, he did very early. Just the 46 minutes, we saw there was 2 changes. So I agree with Smago that right now is more of his kind of players that are on the bench.
Yeah. Do you think we still need to increase the level on the left wing, or do you think Martinelli can get back to that, that player he was there?
Yeah, I think I'm a big fan of Martinelli, and I saw a lot of criticism, but the big problem that Martinelli has right now is he doesn't have that number 8 like Xhaka type. I think Xhaka was really helping that guy, giving him a lot of balls. But right now, if you see our game, it's more on the right hand side. And last season, even when Partey was around, Partey, Odegaard, Saka, Ben White overlapping, you see there's a less activity on the left side. So yeah, maybe he will, but I don't think he can come to his best because it's been 2 seasons and he's not there yet. So I don't think he can. Maybe fingers crossed he will, but we need an upgrade for him as soon as possible, even if it's January. So we need an upgrade.
Yeah. Do you agree with that, Charlie? But do you agree we need an upgrade in that left wing? If so, who?
Right, okay. So, as everyone knows, Martinelli's my guy in it. I've had conversations with a few people about Martinelli. That season, you lot are right. He was unreal. We had Xhaka playing him in. But I think a lot of that was down to the opposition not respecting us. Nowadays, the opposition respect us. We play low blocks every week. So therefore, the space that Martinelli once had to run in behind and score goals is no longer there. So he's having to adapt his game. And he's getting doubled up on. So therefore, you saw the first season, which he was very poor. Last season, he was poor as well. This season, I think Liam hit the nail on the head. He's noticed Eze's come in, and he's gone, all right, cool. Now I'm going to start playing again. And all of a sudden, he's bagging. And I actually think he's very unlucky to be holding the bench, because he shouldn't be holding the bench. He should be starting based on what's happened so far. Goal against City, goal against Bilbao, assist against Bilbao, putting in good performances from the bench. And that's not to say Trossard's been shit either, because he hasn't been crap. But Martinelli's like, that goal against City for me was a big goal. If we'd have lost that game, I think we'd be having different conversations. That was a big goal, that.
It was a good finish as well, by the way.
Mate, this guy, yeah, I had this guy, he shouldn't be playing on the left. He should have been playing central. Shouldn't be playing on the left. But then that was an Arteta thing when we first bought him. I mean, he was an Emery signing, wasn't he? We signed him when Emery was here. So, and he had when we was in the Europa League, he had a good run as centre forward, and he scored like 8 goals in like 12 games playing centre forward. So for me, he should be starting on the left, because he's the one that's actually in form, especially in the Champions League. Like, he's caused a lot of problems in the Champions League for the opposition. But then I've got no issues with Trossard starting either at the moment, although I don't think he should be starting over Martinelli. But then it's a good thing to have, though, isn't it? Like, it's good that we've got this squad. As an upgrade is concerned, I mean, loads of people are going on about Semenyo, yeah, which I get, because he's like red hot, but then he's playing for a Bournemouth team that teams don't respect. They don't play low. No one plays a low block against Bournemouth. Semenyo could come here, play against low blocks every week, and then he's struggling. Same as what Martinelli's been doing, struggling against low blocks. So
he does come with a different kind of pressure, doesn't he? Playing for a top team.
Well, you look at Kirkes, yeah. I use Kirkes as an example. I thought that geezer was mustard for Bournemouth. He's gone to Liverpool and he looks half the player.
I thought he was overrated in the Bournemouth side, to be honest with you.
I thought he was a good player, Kirkes. Not as a defender, but for their system and what they wanted to do, I thought he was a good player. But he's gone to Liverpool, and I think the badge is weighing heavy on him. The badge is very heavy. The only upgrade I would take to answer your question is Rodrigo. If you got me Rodrigo for the left wing, then I'd snap your hand off. That would be that's who I wanted in the first place.
I was in that boat. I was right there with you, until he wants to fight for Real Madrid and stay with Real Madrid, and he'll do whatever, and he'll do. He started off saying, "Oh yeah, he wants to play his natural position," and then now he's gone, well, I'll just play anywhere just because I stay at Real Madrid. And I don't know if I want that kind of mentality. Do you know what I mean?
No.
I want him to come in and be the man. You know, be the star man. If he thinks he's that good, he shouldn't be facilitating another position. He should be standing up in his own position, shouldn't he?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I agree with you. Yeah. If you're, don't get me wrong, in their team, they've got Mbappe and Vinny Jr. He's always going to be the outsider in their team. You know that. And he plays on the right as well. In their team, he plays on the right. He doesn't even play on the left.
Yeah, but he doesn't like it on the right. And that's why he was in a fallout, wasn't it?
Yeah. But then you're not going to replace Vinny Jr., are you? Like, let's be real.
And Mbappe plays there as well, so that ain't happening, is it?
Well,
but Ray here says that Martinelli thrives on faster in transition, which is faster this season, which is true, isn't it? Because obviously Zubimendi plays through the lines. Rice is kind of free to advance up the pitch. Depends who you've got up the pitch, though, and how the transition progresses, doesn't it?
I mean, I agree with that point, but again, that doesn't negate the low block problem. It's all well and good catching a team in transition, but we don't play against teams a lot of the time in transition, because 9 times out of 10 we're turning Odegaard's turning around with the ball and he's seeing 11 men on the edge of the 18-yard box. or Eze's turning around with the ball and seeing 11 men on the 18-yard box. So there's no transition there. If anything, we're getting caught in transition.
And I wanted to add a point, Charlie. I think the problem of Martinelli, we are trying to look at the scoring side, but the first season, that guy was very fast taking on people, dribbling. It doesn't matter if it was low block. He was creating, like the way Eze plays. I think the game against City when he came in, just the body that, the body language that he gives and the way he let the ball run, he can beat his opponent very easily. For Martinelli, the first season, he was very good, doing a lot of stuff. But he's a little bit coming to a basic player that, just run into the space. And sometimes he doesn't even score the one-on-one. So I think he really needs to improve a lot. Technicality is very low for Martinelli right now. Yes, he can score, but the only excuse you can get is when you score 40, 50 goals like Erling Haaland. Zero technicality, but sharpshooter. When you are in the 6-yard box, score. So I think for Martinelli, he needs to do a lot. I like Trossard when he's playing that side because he can, do some stuff, create some things. But Martinelli is done, really.
Who would you put with him? If you start with Trossard, who do you put in the creative midfield role, or the 8, or the 8 to 10, whatever you call it, that Odegaard plays, Smugger?
Eze.
You don't think that Eze and Trossard kind of cancel each other out because they're very similar players?
I think he likes playing together because I think he knows they can interchange positions. And I think that's why he's been doing it a little bit in terms of Eze and Trossard. Don't get me wrong, I actually want to see Eze and Martinelli on that left-hand side because actually, Charlie's right. Like, the problem we do is we face against low-block teams, but what Martinelli brings you is actually he stops teams being able to double up on your wingers because actually they can't afford to let Eze roam. And I think the difference with Eze to Odegaard is Odegaard's obviously more of a technical player, will roam around the box, where Eze is more of a runner, isn't he? He's more tricky. He will break into the box. He will cause havoc. And I just think that actually with Eze in that number 10 role in certain games, I think it works for us. I think especially the away games. I think the away games is where it's going to work more. And actually it'd be interesting tomorrow because he's actually got a really good record for Crystal Palace at Fulham. So hopefully that will continue tomorrow night. But I just think with Eze in the team, he just takes that pressure off wingers because actually teams can't afford to double up. And I think the reason he's been playing Trossard and Eze is because I think he thinks they can interchange as well. And I think he thinks that actually, in some aspects, he'd probably like for Trossard to kind of get into the box and get some shots away himself. It hasn't worked yet. I think he will still go with Trossard and Eze tomorrow night. Trossard needs a goal. He needs a goal from. Let's be honest. Both Trossard and Gorkres need goals. They need goals from obviously open play. So I'd be really, really happy if they both scored tomorrow night because I think it'll give them both a big boost.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it helps as well that Eze is more left-sided, where Odegaard is more right-sided.
Yeah.
Really, he kind of sweeps over to that right-hand side, and probably Saka doesn't need quite as much support as the likes of Martinelli does. So obviously, you're taking away some attraction as well from the right-hand side, and Saka's getting more freedom on that right-hand side. Plus, you're giving a bit more support to the left-hand side, and they can either free run in behind or kind of do a bit of a give and go, innit?
Yeah, there's definitely different kind of aspects and different kind of gameplay that they can do. The one I'd be interested in, if I'm being totally honest, if he gets himself back fit, whether he gets back in the team, is Jesus. Because actually, when Charlie was talking about, obviously, Martinelli playing really well in that 2022 season, and I think, obviously, at that point, I think, and also you said as well about Xhaka being that left-hand side player who made him play. I actually think Jesus got a lot out of Martinelli as well, because I
Mm.
think Jesus causes a lot of chaos, don't he? A lot of havoc up there. So it'd be interesting to see when I don't know when Jesus is back, but could he be
January, I think.
Yeah, could he be an option later in the season? Don't know whether they do consist of keeping him, or maybe they think a loan spell out would be a better idea. I'm not sure at that point, but I think Jesus still has stuff to offer for the club. Personally, I'd love to see him come back and play the rest of the season, because actually he'll give us even more depth. He'll give us a totally different option in games when maybe a Gorkarez or a Havertz ain't that option. And I think he gets a lot out of other players as well. I don't think it can be underestimated what he gets out of the team as well.
Do you not think that Eze offers that though?
Eze offers that and more, but I think I'd love to see Eze and Jesus in the same team. I would love to see Eze and Jesus in the same team. I think they would absolutely tick together, them two players. Whether it's going to happen or not, it's a totally different ball game, and we just don't know where Jesus kind of situates after this injury, because it is a big one. It is another one, so we've got to be kind of mindful and careful of that. But for me, Eze's got all the capabilities to push this team to the title. I really, really believe that, and I think in a lot of, like you said, the handy thing is that actually Odegaard's on the right, he's on the left. If Odegaard plays, sometimes you can actually put them both together at home, because actually I think that will combat a lot of the issues with the low blocks as well. I think away from home, I think you're more likely to see Eze move out to the left if Odegaard's fit. I still think Odegaard plays, or he's a captain, he has to play. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I think you potentially would see maybe Eze go out to the left more and play on the left, with obviously Odegaard on the right and Declan on the left.
Yeah, I just struggle to kind of that he plays very similar to the way Trossard plays, just maybe just a couple of yards deeper in. So I just wonder if they're kind of taking each other's space, if you like, when they're playing together. That's my only worry with it, really. I think it'd work a lot better where, obviously a Xhaka-esque kind of replacement where they're attracting attention and can play a ball back to Rice, and Rice can play a ball into the channels, that kind of thing,
I think the good thing is, though, there's so many options now that actually teams got no idea how Arteta's going to line up. Do you know what I mean? Because we're talking that there's so many possibilities that, and we're not even talking about Mikel Merino.
I was about to jump in on that, but I'll let you do the honours.
Well, I was going to say I'll probably let you finish it off, but I was just about to say, like, for me, he's actually, I believe his best position is the false nine role. I think it's the best I've seen him play, and actually, from the moment we put him up there, his confidence and his finishing has been incredible for both club and country, and it has started from that obviously opportunity he got at Leicester when he got them 2 goals, and he's another option, isn't he? I'm not really a fan of him in centre midfield, if I'm being totally honest. I just think we've got better all over the park. But actually,
why is that? Why do you think he's not great in the middle of midfield?
I just think at times, like, maybe the game's a little bit too fast for him at times. Maybe that's why he struggled at Newcastle a little bit in the centre midfield. I think he has got really good qualities. He has got very, really, very good qualities. I think he's one of them players that actually has found his position with us in that false nine role. And I think that's where I honestly think that's his best position. But the problem we got is that we got Gorkarez, who's a proper number 9. You got Kai Havertz as well, and Mikel Merino, which is not a bad problem, because actually you'd rather have all 3 of them than have none of them, or just one of them. But it is serious competition. But I'm not a great fan when he starts in centre midfield. I'm not a great fan, and the team doesn't seem to tick as well when he plays in centre midfield. I think when you look at what we have got, Declan Rice and Mikel Merino in that midfield role, there's a comparison, isn't there? But we just got to utilise him for his strengths, Mikel Merino, and actually he's got a lot of green ticks for me in terms of what he does contribute to the team.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think that Marino not performing in that role shows what a good job that Rice does. I just think
Rice is right.
Yeah.
Rice
it just makes him look a lot better than people give him credit for, because everybody says, oh, well, he can't turn. Well, Marino turns like a truck at times, but he can get it out and he can do basic stuff. But you kind of look at it and then you see Rice do it the next game or whatever, and you just go, well, Marino completely mashed that up the last time we saw that happening, and he just made it look like child's play. So I just think it just makes him look a little bit better. And I'm not getting on to any kind of Rice Caicedo debate or anything like that, because it's just nonsense. I just can't be bothered with it. But for us, I just think that he's outstanding in that role, and it just makes anybody else doing that role make it look like an impossible task.
Do you know what? It does make me think. I think he will play Gilchrist tomorrow, but we see it before, didn't we? Mikel Merino done really well in the international break, scored a few goals. He's played him. It wouldn't 100% surprise me if he started tomorrow up there, because obviously Gilchrist is kind of goal scoring form. I don't think that will happen, but it wouldn't surprise me. But I think, just quickly before I pass over to the other guys, but I think with Declan Rice, I think that it didn't get spoken about enough, his performance at the Bernabeu. That was one of the great midfield performances. Take away his 2 free kicks at the Emirates.
It got killed by the free kicks, didn't it, really?
Yeah, it did. But that performance in the Bernabeu, you'll go a long, long way to find a better centre midfielder performance in the Bernabeu for about probably the last 10 years, and that performance that night.
For sure. And you just completely, the free kicks just kind of, just overshadowed everything that he did. I mean, even with the Marino goal, it's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But
I think that Marino goal was class, because it was a one-time finish there at the bottom left. So, but Declan Rice, that's what he does every day, week in, week out. That's why you don't see many people praising him, because he's doing the job every day.
Yeah.
But the likes of Caicedo, they sleep for 3-4 games and then they score bang and then take over the internet. You need to know Rice. For you to know Rice, you need to look a lot of details in. That the reason people are not praising or giving him his flowers is because the rating is always high every week. So it's like normal to people.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's just literally he makes it look so easy.
Yeah.
That people just kind of overlook it and just go, well, he's not running around 100 miles an hour like an absolute idiot, so it can't be that good. I mean, I saw somebody say that Rice can't play on the half turn. I was just like, you need to start watching a full game, mate, because I don't know what you're watching. Because I've seen him played on the half turn so many times, it's untrue.
The problem with that was Thomas Partey was so good on the half turn, wasn't he? That's what he was getting.
Yeah, but now we've got someone that's even better on the half turn now.
Yeah, exactly. But that's where that comparison started, didn't it? It was because of Thomas Partey.
Yeah, I guess it did. But yeah, I mean, the problem with Partey for me was that it's got to take 3, 4, 5 touches before it gets anywhere, and the supplement is so good that he just literally gathers it, it's gone, and before anybody knows, and we all knew that was going to happen before he even came, but it was like, well, he's not going to get the plaudits for that as well, because he makes that look easy.
It was the performance at the Euros against England. Rodri goes off injured. They bring
everybody's like, go on then, we've got him,
mate. This brother run the game.
Yeah,
against us, completely run the game. They were better with him in there than they were with Rodri in there.
The
Yeah.
good thing for Zubimendi is, or the difference that Zubimendi and Partey has is, you see Zubimendi finding himself in the opposition box so much, scoring some goals, but Partey was more of protecting. I don't know because of his speed or what, but it was really, he doesn't go forward. He's always near Saliba, maybe if we were playing half field, something like that. But Subamindi is more of a machine. He's everywhere, running up and down, and still doing his job very well.
And he was only in those kind of positions because the opposition were that deep. That he was just literally he had to get up there to kind of stop them playing out because they'd literally parked in their own box.
Yeah,
It's the only.
they always do that against us, but I never saw Partey doing what the progression that Zubimendi is doing. Partey was not doing that.
Yeah. Are opponents playing Liverpool differently now as well?
No, I think they're still. I think the difference with Liverpool is they're more direct than what we are. We're just control. That's what Arteta loves. He just loves to
Yeah,
control.
but haven't they
games.
stopped that a little bit and they're trying the control thing?
I don't think they are Liverpool. You look at them against Chelsea, they were just direct every time. They got the ball, straight attack. We're not like that. We just slow build up, sideways, backwards, forwards, sideways. Liverpool don't do that. They only do that against the likes of Burnley when they have to, because Burnley are literally playing at 11 men on the 18-yard box. But, and to be fair, I know we've skipped past it now, but I wanted to jump on Liam's thingy about the Merino thing. For me, tomorrow, Merino starts the game. He starts, bruv. Because this guy's in goal scoring form. I would take Gyökeres out the limelight, tell him to hold the bench just for a bit. Hold the bench, just watch, and then come on with the last half hour, make an impact, score a goal, get your confidence back. Because thing is though, Gyökeres is playing every minute of every game as well, because we've got no Kai Havertz. Bro, like I said, we start with the Declan Rice thing. Just hold the bench. Hold the bench for 60 minutes, then come on, and that's what we need to do. I think Merino should start this game. If he's not starting up top, he should go Zubamendi, Merino, and Eze as a midfield three. Because Rice is playing every minute as well. Rice played every minute for England. Again, when it's not.
Sorry,
necessary.
you're saying playing Merino in the 8?
No, I'm saying Merino up top, but he won't do that.
In place of Gyökeres.
Yeah, in place of Gyökeres, but he won't do that.
I don't think he is, because I think he's desperate for him to get a goal, isn't he?
Yeah,
but this is what I'm saying though. I've been in this position myself. When you're not scoring, it's not fun. So sometimes you have to hold the bench, watch, and then come on with half hour to go and make an impact, score a goal, and then you get your form back, and then all of a sudden you're flying.
But for Mikel, I think it's not about experimenting right now. Yes, Merino is good,
brother. It's not experimenting.
But tomorrow is a very crucial game.
It's not experimenting.
Yeah, it's more of an experiment because you are trying to, get Gyökeres back on speed. But I think he will come full force because he knows what Fulham did last season, and if anybody cannot forget anything, is Mikel. So I think everybody will start Rice, Saka, all of them.
But it's not experimenting though, because Merino's played up top before, so it's not experimenting. He's just putting Merino back in position.
You have an actual number 9, so why do you need a midfield to make you're bringing in a makeshift number 9 and you already have your guy there?
Yeah, I get the point, but you're both right. In my opinion, you're both right, but it's not an experiment because he has.
Yeah, exactly. That's
before,
my point. It's not an experiment.
But you're saying you're prioritizing the number 9 over the midfield. That's a fake number 9 essentially.
Yeah.
And but it has been done before, so it's not really an experiment. It's a proven experiment, if you like, if anything, and it works.
And like Liam said, and I agree with him as well. When he's played 8 in a midfield that doesn't work. So if you want to experiment, as we're talking about it, you take Rice out, you let Merino play 8, and you put Eze next to him. That would be an experiment. That would be an experiment because we've never done that.
Yeah.
But I think he has to start this game. He's in goal scoring form. He has to start this game, bruv.
Yeah, but I mean, if you play Marino as a midfielder, you can't play Zubimendi, Rice, Marino as a
No.
midfield for me,
No.
because Rice and Marino basically play the same position, albeit
Yeah, they're
one
counteracting each
doesn't
other.
play it as well. But you can't play them both. He doesn't offer enough in that advanced midfield position to play with Rice, and there is no creativity really.
No.
He scores goals, but he doesn't create the goals.
He did that against Liverpool.
His what?
Mikel played, I think, Zubimendi, Rice, and Merino.
Yeah, but we lost the game, didn't we? It didn't work, did it?
That
Yeah, I'm
midfield
talking
doesn't
about
work so much.
chucking Marino up top though. I'm not talking about chucking Marino in the
Yeah.
middle.
Yeah,
Of course,
I'm saying,
like I agree. Yes, Mikel Merino have done so many good things up top, but you cannot bench a true number 9 just for a makeshift number 9. I don't think
Yeah.
that makes it. Maybe
all my point is I'm not going against that. My point is that I
Yeah.
think that Marino and Rice essentially can't play in the same team. If they're in the midfield three, I don't think they can play in the same team because
unless you take Zubimendi out, you put Rice in Zubimendi's position,
yeah, exactly.
which I
And
just
put
don't
another
think is
creator in.
necessary.
So
I
you
just
have to
don't
put
think.
Eze in somewhere.
Yeah, I think it should be again. If we're doing the experimenting, I would do Zubimendi, Marino, and Eze. Put Eze in Odegaard's position, and put Marino over there in Rice's position, and just take Rice out, take him out.
Or
the
even
pipeline.
Odegaard when he's back, but it has to have that creator.
Yeah, the thing is though,
because obviously Marino as the 8 can still go into box crash or whatever, but somebody has to be creating something somewhere else.
don't get me wrong. Yeah, I do agree with all of you in it. Marino and Rice don't work, but when I've watched Marino play, I've not thought, oh, you're out of place, or you can't turn, or you can't take people on, or you can't pass. I think he's very good.
Yeah, I'm not saying that at all. I just
No, I'm not saying you are saying that. I'm just saying I think he's very
just
good
saying
for
the
someone that
level.
cost us 30 million.
Yeah,
cost us 30
the
million.
level from Rice to him, I think is a gulf.
Yeah, but he's 100 million.
My point is
and
when we are
Marino's
chasing
30
the game.
million.
Yeah, when we are chasing the game, I don't think Merino can really help us in the midfield. But if we are maybe 3-1 ahead, I think Mikel Merino can help with the control with the midfield and so on and so forth. So maybe if we're chasing the game more as a must-win game, or for example against Liverpool, midfield Mikel Merino doesn't work at all. Maybe up top or but if we are winning, Mikel can do well, control the games, so those things. So
I mean, obviously, if you're chasing a game, he adds height as well, and set piece FC comes in again.
Well, the goal against Newcastle, for example.
Yeah.
Right. But I think this brother for 30 million has been absolutely immense.
Yeah.
And I do agree with you. The level between him and Rice is, but I don't compare the pair of them because I think they're different players. I think Rice is a destroyer.
I'm not saying that they're the same player. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying the difference because they should play the same position, in my opinion, rather than anywhere else.
Yeah.
Unless he's playing the false 9. But if they're playing, all I'm saying is the sacrifice when Marino comes on in midfield has to be Rice.
Yeah, you take Rice out. Yeah, 100%. You take Rice out. Unless you're taking Zubimendi out and you move Rice back. 100%. I just think he deserves to start. That's all. Because I know he's not I know he's not in our best 11. Like I know he doesn't start in our best 11, Mikel Marino, but like he's banging him in for Spain.
Yeah.
And
he outscores a lot of strikers in the league, doesn't he?
Yeah,
including our own.
And he's not even playing up top.
He has done enough to be a starting player for us.
Yeah.
He's not even playing up top for Spain either. He's playing in like an advanced midfield role. And he's banging him in. So I think play him. Just get him out there, play him. The geezer's full of confidence.
Yeah.
And just say to someone else, look, brother, like he's in form at the moment. Just come chill on the bench for 60 minutes or whatever. That's the whole point in having a squad, isn't it? It's a team game.
Yeah. But I think it's great. Obviously, we can't predict how it's going to go. You know, the starting lineup even, because the number of times we've walked up to Emirates or whatever, and we know the starting lineup before it's even gone there.
Yeah, I used to be able to. I used to
Yeah.
say to Liam all the time, I could tell you the starting lineup.
Yeah,
every
and
week,
barring an
without fail.
injury or whatever in the warm up, we're bang on it. And it's just refreshing, isn't it, that we can now be wrong. It's just quite nice that it's literally you just go, well, yeah, I was wrong, and actually, I'm not even worried about the lineup that started.
Nah. I want to see what he does with Havertz when Havertz comes back. That's what I want to do.
What do you think he'll do with him?
Well, I don't think Havertz should be playing up top. I've never thought Havertz should be playing up top.
But he was always in the false 9 position anyway, wasn't
he?
Yeah.
I think that Havertz, if he's going to play, he should play with Gyökeres.
Yeah, I do as well. I think he should take
play
Odegaard's spot.
Yeah, he should take Odegaard's spot and play with Gyökeres. Because Havertz makes runs. If you the difference between him and Eze and Odegaard is Havertz makes these late deep runs and scores a lot of goals from making late runs. So
the thing is as well with Havertz is his hold up play is really exceptional. So he could, you could play the long ball to Havertz.
Yep.
And lay off then to the run of Gyökeres.
Yep.
And nobody else does that, do they, for us?
No, I mean the thing is though, this is coming from someone who didn't want Havertz at all, and I've got no issue with him playing for my football club.
But I mean, that's it. We're over that. You can't do anything about that, unfortunately.
No, but there's still people out there, that are on the I don't like or don't want him, but I'm way past that. I've got no issue with him playing games for my football club.
I don't get it. And, unless they've committed mortal sins, then if they're in the shirt, I'll support them. It's simple as that. I just don't get not supporting your players. I don't get this YouTube thing where we're just going to shit on people just for the.
I know I like the YouTube thing. No, to be fair,
I know you like it, and you're a lot younger than me, and I think it's just not for me. It's very boring. You see it all the time. It's like, and then you wonder why somebody's saying my player's better than your player, and this, that, and the other. And it's like, well, you're going along with it, so you're kind of asking for it, to be fair.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. I'm just all about the pettiness at the end of the day. I like calling out rivals, innit?
I mean, at least you own it, I suppose.
It's all about calling out the rivals, mate. It's not actually like it's just you got to dig at your rivals as much as you can. But yeah, the Havertz thing is an interesting one, I think, because I think he's just going to for like swap him with Gyökeres, but I don't think he should do that. I think he should throw Havertz back in the middle and play him with Gyökeres, because I think
I don't think he is going to do that. Right.
If we do that, who do you think will be sacrificed? Because
depends who we're playing. Depends who we're playing.
Yeah.
Depends who we're playing. If we're at home against a low block, then we don't need a 6 and an 8. We could play Rice and 2 10s, or we could play Zubimendi and 2 10s against a low block at home. We don't need a 6 and an 8 against a Burnley at home or someone like that.
Yeah, they just camp on the edge of the box anyway.
Because exactly. They're just going to do what West Ham did and not even attempt to play football. They're just going to come here and just stick the gap out.
It baffled me, that game, because it was like, well, at some point they're going to have to play, right? And it was just like they never did.
Yeah, they went 1-0 down and they just carried on not attempting to play football.
Yeah, it was like if you played squad battles on EA or FIFA, it's like they just say it doesn't matter if you're beating them 10-0, they still play exactly the same way. It's like,
mate, I had arguments with a few of my mates who are West Ham fans. I said, "You lot are embarrassing, mate. Like, I get you didn't want to get beat 4 or 5-0, but you lot are embarrassing, mate."
Yeah, I think they try to avoid that first goal, but the moment we get the first goal, I think it kind of follows itself.
I think this is where Kai Havertz will come strong in home games. I always go back to that Forest game, first game of the season, a few years ago. Do you remember when Timber got injured on his first Premier League game? And in the first half, it was one of the best performances I've seen for a couple of seasons, to be fair. And he had Kai Havertz playing midfield, but he had him right pushing up, Do you know what I mean? And what we was doing is we was leaving obviously 2 at the back, but actually was moving everyone up to box them up in their own halves. And we played like that very much against some teams in that 2022-2023 season. Sheffield United away. I think Burnley away, and I think there was someone else where we literally just boxed all our players into their half.
Was that when he was interchanging with Jesus? And
yeah. And I honestly think that he'll want to go. I reckon he'll try to adapt back into that level. But I think there's certain players within that team and that system that he needs in there to do that. And I think at home against the lower teams like the Burnleys, probably the Sunderlands, there's probably quite a number of teams to be fair. I think he will have kind of more attacking midfielders playing in games. And I think in some games, Subamendi will get rested at home like he did against West Ham and just play Declan Rice in centre midfield, in that defensive midfield, and just have 2 attacking number 8, whether you want to call them 8 or 10s, they'll be in front of them, pushing right up.
Yeah, they've never really been 10s, have they? Because they don't really get that far. So they don't kind of get in that position. They kind of rotate around a left 8, a right 8, whatever it is, and kind of do a little triangular link up, and that's kind of where it goes, isn't it?
You need to get 2-0 up at home quite quickly. Do you know what I mean? Because like you said, you score the first one, teams ain't really going to change their system still. Once you go 2 goals up, actually at that point, the team's got to decide whether they are going to come out and play and try and make a game of it, or are they just going to go and sit there and just take the L.
Yeah, because they end up just playing for the last 5 minutes of the half, knowing there's added time on, and then go, well, we've got 10 minutes, not 5 minutes, and they're pinch and equalise or whatever. The number of times being scuppered by that is ridiculous, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So I do think that at home, like when you look at Man City, look the way they come and played against us. The great Man City Pep Guardiola team, like they're pretty much even doing the same thing now. So I
haven't got the personnel apparently, but they spent 400 million quid in 2 transfer windows, and they're playing this underdog card, and they shouldn't be expected to do everything, whatever. I mean, it just shows what a big player KDB was.
Yeah, he was incredible. Like he was literally one of the best players I've ever seen ever play in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? Like he single-handedly made Man City so much of a better team when he went back in that team. I remember they played Newcastle away, not last Christmas, Christmas before. He'd been out, and he come back, and they brought him on after 70 minutes, man. I'm sure they were 2-0 down, or they were losing, and he'd come on, changed the game, and they won the game. And like Newcastle doing well at the time, he was different. He was different gravy. But one thing I was going to say, I'll tell you a game that does interest me. A team that I don't think is just going to sit in there will be next Sunday's game against Crystal Palace, and I think that will be an interesting game because actually, I don't think that they've really got the capability to sit in there as such as something like these teams do. But they actually played really well against us at the Emirates at the back end of last season. So I think that will be a good game of football. Because actually,
the cup game they did really well, didn't they? So
yeah, I think that would be really, and I think that will suit us a little bit more as well. Like,
yeah,
they haven't got Eze, thankfully, but they have got good players still.
Wharton's a class player, isn't he?
Yeah, we should beat them, but actually, we might actually see a good game of football. Like home games are starting to become a bit boring, if I'm being totally honest, because they're either all the teams sitting in there and they're just not doing nothing. And they just sit in, but like you said earlier on, once we get that goal or get that second goal, then actually teams have got to change their style. But
yeah, but we don't want them to by that point. We're just
we don't
sit in there, mate. Whatever.
But then that's when you end up beating them 5-0 like Leeds. You know what I mean? Because they do try and change their style, and actually they can't play that way anyway against you.
Yeah, I mean West Ham could have been anything, couldn't it? Really, if we did. We never got out of second gear, really. Just kind of, it could have been any score, really.
They were probably thinking at the time, look, just need to get through this game. We've got an international break coming now. Do you know what I mean? To be honest, if there was ever a game that was going to peter out into that kind of performance, I'm glad it was that game right before an international break. Just get the win and move on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there was a couple of injuries in the game as well, wasn't there? So it was
Yeah.
obviously just kind of changed the dynamic a little bit. So yeah, completely get that. Let's get some score predictions for the game then. See what you think. Anybody, whoever.
I'm going to go 3. Oh, I've gone 3-0 all week, so
3-0.
I'm going to. I can't change now, can I?
Nope. No matter what we're going.
I'm going 2-0 to
2-0.
the Arsenal.
Charlie.
Yeah, I've gone 2-0 as well.
Yeah, 2-0 for me as well. I think I'd like a lot more. I'd like a 4-0 to be honest, just because sometimes it's just nice to go through a whole game without having a heart attack. But it seems like it's the Arsenal way. The Arsenal have to make it give us a bursting blood vessels, and yeah, nothing has to be simple. So maybe this time it's different. PG's gone 3-1 to us. So yeah, I think everybody's thinking that that we're going to get through it comfortably. Chelsea got Forest away and in the early kickoff. Yeah, any thoughts on that?
I think Chelsea go down and win at the moment. I think Big Ange's on hiding to nothing. He'll be gone soon.
Is that the craziest move in history? That the
then again, they've got injuries themselves, didn't they? Like what? Like that?
Yeah, I was talking about the management role, but
yeah.
Do you think that's a bit mad?
Yeah, I just think the whole situation's mad, isn't it? Like you sack the geezer who basically got you European football. You bring in a guy, okay, he won the UEFA Cup, but he nearly got his team relegated. It's just an absolute mad move, isn't it? Like he's getting what he deserves, basically. That Forest, don't know, in my opinion.
Yeah, the style of play as well is just completely polar opposite, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've gone from a pragmatic manager who plays on a counter to somebody that just goes all guns blazing. It's just a bit wild for me. But yeah, he's been in the news, kind of singing his own praises again today.
No one else is going to, are they?
No one else is going to do it. Yeah, it's who we are, mate. But I think it's because he's a Greek Australian, so I think that's yeah, they're mates. But I don't see them being mates for long, to be honest. Yeah, I think it's all going to end in tears. What score would you go with for that?
2-1 Chelsea.
Nomad?
Yeah. I can't agree with Smago because Chelsea, yes, they're even missing their manager. I think he will not be on the sideline. But Forest was considering the way they are lining up and the way, the system they are playing. So I think I agree with Smago. 2-1 Chelsea.
What you got, Charlie? What do you reckon?
Right, so I think the international break came at the best time for Forest and Ange. And Chelsea have got no centre halves whatsoever. Plus, where's the game? Is the game at the City Ground?
It is, yes.
Yeah, so I'm going that Forest get a draw.
Right, is this an agenda or is that a true reflection?
That's a true reflection, mate.
Okay.
I don't have agendas against Chelsea because Chelsea are just little bro. I have no agendas against Chelsea.
Fair. I mean, they didn't have any centre backs when they played Liverpool, to be fair, but yeah, I do think that they can get up for the big game better than they can get up for the little game, if you know what I mean.
If this was at Stamford Bridge, then yeah, I'd be going, yeah, Chelsea win like 3-1 or something. But because it's at the City Ground, early kickoff, and Chelsea ain't got Maresca, have they?
No, Maresca, he's banned for one game, I think.
No Cole Palmer and no centre backs. Yeah, I reckon Forest can win that midfield.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going 2-1 Chelsea as well. You haven't done enough to convince me, but there we go. Yeah. So Brighton play Newcastle at 3:00 at Amex. What are you saying for that?
2-2.
I've gone 1-1 for that game. I think.
1-1, yeah.
I think that could go anyway. That game could actually go
It could, couldn't
absolute anyway, couldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be a bit more sure if it was at St James's, but with it being at Amex,
Yeah.
it just makes it a lottery, I think.
I think I probably favour Brighton. If you said to me one team's got to win it, I think I favour Brighton at the Amex. I think they get some good results there at the Amex.
Yeah, they're not been on particularly great form though either.
No.
And Newcastle are coming back into form. Pope's all right, and he's got some decent save records, so he's all right as well. What you saying for it, Nomad?
Yeah, I agree with Margo again. I think it is a very tricky game. It can go either way.
Yeah.
But I think Brighton always have something, at least against Newcastle. So I think they will be able to get that win.
Okay.
Maybe 3-2. There will be
3-2.
a lot of goals
Jesus,
there.
5 goals. Yeah. I'm going 1-1 as well because it's a weird fixture for Brighton. But living in Brighton, I hope Brighton win because I don't particularly like Newcastle, and I prefer Brighton to win. That's just personal preference. Burnley play Leeds. What's you got for that?
I fancy Burnley to pick that, to be fair. 2-1.
Okay.
Yeah, 2-1 Burnley.
Okay.
2-1 Leeds.
I'm going 2-1 Leeds as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know why, really, because it's away from home and they haven't really performed that well. But I'd go 2-1. Palace play Bournemouth.
Yeah, so that's a tricky game. I think I've gone Palace 2-1. But yeah, again, I think that's in the old balance, like the Brighton Newcastle game. I think Bournemouth could easily go there and win as well. And Palace just look off the back of a defeat, so that'd be interesting to see how they take that. Palace needs to react, really.
Yeah, they were doing pretty well though, weren't they? They're quite high up in the league.
Yeah.
So, they're 6th, so doing pretty well for them. So it's well, not even for them. They were just doing pretty well. So have you got a score prediction?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I said 2-1 Palace.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear.
No, so maybe I didn't say it. Yeah, 2-1 Palace. I'm going to go.
Okay. Nomad?
I think of a draw.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Score draw or ball draw?
I think not a board draw. Very, very fun draw. So 2-2.
2-2, yeah.
3-2 Crystal Palace I've got.
Do you know, I think it'd be quite high scoring as well.
3-2 Crystal Palace, mate. Them man are good.
If you're gonna have a bet on a 3-3 draw, I reckon you could have it on this game. I think it could be high scoring, but it could be a block-out as well. It's just literally a lottery, isn't it? So, but I think I'd go for the quite a high scoring game. So I'm going 3-3.
Bournemouth could go top as well. If they win, Bournemouth go top before we play.
Do they?
Yeah, they've got 14 points.
Well, they do, yeah. So they got 17 points. Chelsea can go third. So if they win,
well, let's hope Forest have actually bucked their ideas up then, isn't it?
I mean, I don't really care, to be honest, because they've got players going out left, right, and centre over it anyway, haven't they? Because of the Club World Cup. So it just doesn't really matter to me. I don't think they'll be in a title race anyway. Does anybody think they'll be in a title race?
No, absolutely not. I know people who support Chelsea, and I want to take the piss out of them. So.
Right, I did give you an invite to do your agenda, and you said you didn't want to do agenda.
No, but my prediction wasn't. No. My prediction wasn't agenda driven. My prediction was actually based on what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, but you could have stemmed on to that, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no.
But yeah, nobody thinks that Chelsea are in title race. Everybody think they're going to finish inside European spots though.
Yeah, I think they get top 5 definitely. They're top 5
There's
team.
there's not really enough competition, is there, to knock them out of that particular spot? Is there?
Top 4.
Spurs,
Well,
Aston
top
Villa,
5 is obviously
Newcastle.
top 5 if it's there.
Top 4.
Yeah.
When they get all their players back, they're just under obviously Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City.
Yeah.
I think they're slightly better than the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'd say that as well. So it'd be Chelsea, and then you start with the Tottenhams, and then
Yeah, I think
Rail
Tottenham. Tottenham. I think Tottenham can get 5th place this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people are sleeping on Tottenham as well, man. I actually think
I'm
people
not
are
sleeping,
sleeping
mate.
on
Just
them.
don't like them.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
like them either,
no.
but
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's just
I don't think they've had a bad start.
yeah.
No,
I think
they got the good result at Man City, which they always do.
Yeah, they do that every year. It's a yearly thing, isn't it?
Thing is, with new Tottenham, it's if they lose their centre backs again. Do you know what I mean? Like that proved to be a cropper last year, didn't it? But they got a much better manager at the helm now. So
they
Yeah,
look
and-
defensively resilient.
yeah,
Like they don't look like they're going to concede shitloads of goals like they did before.
no,
Yeah,
I know they've got
but also
I know
they
they
don't
had
have to
the-
bust a gut to get back every time. So it's like we all said that Van der Ven and whatever and Romero were an injury waiting to happen. So it was like, well, it was bound to happen, wasn't it? But
I know they had the poor result against Wolves, obviously, where they obviously snatched an equaliser. But if you actually look at their games and results, they've done all right. To be fair,
yeah, that's a yearly thing as well, by the way.
that's
So
the
they
problem.
pick up. Yeah, they pick up points at City and then lose them at Wolves.
Did they lose to Bournemouth at home as well?
yeah, that's the only game though where they were
Right,
poor.
that's
Like,
their Achilles heel still, mate. Actually, they are dropping the points against the lesser sides, which mate tells me that they are going to drop points against the bigger sides as well. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I think again. I think last year was a bit of. I think it was the manager last year was the big problem.
Yeah, I don't count last year because them
Nah.
finishing 17th is ridiculous. It's an
Yeah.
anomaly, isn't it? It's an anomaly.
Yeah,
So
And they lost
absolutely.
2 centre backs to be fair to them as well. Do you know what I mean? So that would have crippled most teams. But I think they're good in terms of like they'll finish in the top half. I reckon fifth or sixth. I think Chelsea are still just slightly better than them. They got better individual players. You know what I mean? Like Casado, Palmer when they
game
get, and that's it.
changes. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
but
I completely agree with that, and it's like
yeah, I hear it.
that they finish where they finish because of the manager and because he basically ended up focusing on 6 games rather than the league. So he focused more on winning that European trophy than he did making it sensible.
Yeah, paid off.
But absolutely madness. City play Everton.
3-1.
2-0.
City.
I think City deal with them comfortably.
They got no Grealish as well, have they?
Yeah, they're missing
No,
their
they
best
can't play
player.
Grealish. So
They're missing their best player. They deal with them comfortably.
Yeah.
Haaland double.
Yeah, so you're going 2-0. What are you saying,
Yeah.
Ahmad?
I go 4-0 for City.
4-0. Yeah. I think we're comfortable as well. I got 3-0 because nobody said 3-0. Yeah. Sunderland Wolves.
2-1 Sunderland.
I fancy Sunderland actually.
Yeah, very good team like that. I've really been impressed with them this year and the purchases they made. Made some really good individual signings as well. I think they'll definitely stay up this year. Granit Xhaka's just, do you know what I mean? Like
Just gelled it together, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's the experience, mate. We know what a leader is in the dressing room and what he does for teams. He takes a lot on, don't he?
Yeah.
I bet he's doing that at Sunderland.
Yeah, I bet.
That's an absolute. To be honest with you, that's got to be up there. Like no one really talks about it. It's got to be up there as one of the signings of the season.
A masterstroke, isn't it? Really.
Masterstroke.
Yeah.
Like to get him from Leverkusen to Sunderland,
An
he's just
invincible side.
Yeah. But they're doing well. I fancy them tomorrow. I think Wolves get relegated this year.
Yeah, I think they're sure to go down. I think we said that Nomad, didn't we, on another stream? So
Yeah.
I think that's basically a surety that they're going down. To be honest.
Yeah,
And you got a
absolutely.
score
So,
prediction?
I think Sunderland will get the win, but maybe another win, 2-1.
Yeah. You got Charlie.
I've gone rogue. I've gone 2-1 Wolves.
Oh, wow. Okay. Where does that put Wolves if they actually win then?
Because I don't think Wolves' position in the table reflects them as a team. Because I've watched a few of their games and they've been very unlucky.
Yeah.
I know they've been poor, but like
Yeah, yeah.
they're better. They're better than Burnley. They're better than Leeds.
I'm not sure they are.
I
don't
think they
agree
are,
with you.
mate. They play. All right, they haven't got the points on the board at the moment, but they've got better players than those teams.
Yeah.
I don't think they go down.
I think with Cunha, the last 2 seasons, if you check the XG table, they could have been relegated at least once. If you check the XG table, so and they had their best player Cunha. Now that Cunha is gone,
And I Newry.
yeah, and also Nori. So I think it's
Yeah.
just wide open. These guys are going down. I don't know if they will do some good signings January before it's too late, but for now, I think they're weakest team in the league.
Didn't they lose key players last season as well?
Yeah, that's what I mean. They lost loads of key players last
Neto
season.
and
The
that.
thing is, though, they got players like João Gomez who are decent enough to play for.
Yeah, but they had that
half-decent
Fabio
Premier
Silva
Leagues.
come in and he did nothing.
No, but he's
absolutely nothing.
he's rubbish. Like he's rubbish. I mean, Newcastle wanted that Strand Larson as well, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Sunderland are doing well, but they got comprehensively beaten by the worst Manchester United team I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like so, and Wolves are due a result. So
Yeah, I'm not sure the United is the worst the worst side you've ever seen. I mean, they're worse
it is
by
in my
their
lifetime.
standards.
It is in my
They're
lifetime.
worse by their standards, but they're not the worst in the league.
I've not seen a worse Manchester United team.
Yeah,
This.
I know, but I'm just saying they're obviously not competing for, top places, but they still shouldn't finish 14th, 15th like they finished last season, should they?
Oh no, that's an anomaly. But the fact that you just look at their team, and I just think they're just average all over the pitch. Some
Yeah.
even below average.
Yeah, but I mean, even at that level, they're still competing for Europe.
Yeah, but they've got the difference is they've got individual players like Fernandes that will get them out of shit. He will get them out of shit on the odd occasion.
Yeah.
So.
Tottenham Villa.
3-1 Spurs.
2-1 Spurs. Not even confident that will happen, to be fair. I think this is a bit of an interesting game. Is it at 3 o'clock?
2 o'clock.
Oh,
Sunday.
2 o'clock on Sunday. Yeah, that's an interesting game. That is.
Is that at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium? Sorry.
Yeah.
3-1. Yeah, 3-1 Spurs.
2-1 Spurs. I don't see a 2-goal swing in that.
Yeah, I'm going 2-1 Villa.
I'm not that brave, but I'm going 2-2. I think it's got what's this? Maguire and Shaw, the epitome of it. English or hellish at over. I mean, that's a fair point in fairness. The big one, Liverpool Man United. I just want to go over the press conference today. Right, I don't know if you've seen the press conference from Slot today, or the snippet of it where he's basically said, I didn't know that 40% of the goals that normally get scored from set pieces, the team that are number one in the league have scored 60% of set pieces, and we're only 1 point behind.
He's rattled, mate. I'll tell you this, mate. He's rattled. I think he could end up being the problem for them this year. When we talk about managers that actually, I think there's a lot of pressure on him, because actually he won the title in the first season. Let's be honest, he won in a canter. No one
There was no pressure, really.
There was no pressure, wasn't there? Arsenal,
No.
we let ourselves down. Man City let themselves down. There is no one else capable of being in that position. But as I said to you, I think if we can get 4 or 5 points ahead of them, they ain't no Man City. They're not going to be doing what Man City did, winning game after game after game after game after game. It ain't happening. So I think he will lose his head, and he's already losing it. And he's only 1 point behind us because actually, I think he knows that there's issues within that camp, and I think he got the best out of them last year. But they're aging. It is quite an aging side still. Like Van Dijk's a year older, Salah's a year older. They are top quality players still, but have they got the fire in their belly as such? Do you know what I mean? Like, I think actually, what would Van Dijk and Salah want this year? Would they want the Premier League or the Champions League? They want Champions League. They'll want the Champions League. So I think that them kind of players in their head are thinking, I need to win the Champions League this year. I don't actually think they're thinking about the Premier League as much. And I think there's issues there. And he knows it. He knows it. And look, they got that win against us, and it was a wonder strike. At the end of the day, it was an absolute wonder strike. There was nothing.
A set piece, by the way, which he's saying that apparently that's a mortal sin, scoring a set piece,
mate. But it won the game, mate. Do you know what I mean? That's what set pieces do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I remember the years gone by, right? When 2021-22, mate, when we couldn't score set pieces and we were drawing games 0-0.
We couldn't defend one either.
And I'm sitting there thinking, if only we could score from a corner. Do you know what I mean? We're getting 16 corners and we can't score from one. But now we've got so many people can do it. And do you know what? Yeah, I love it. I love it because you've got to be able to win games in different kind of styles and different kind of circumstances. And I'm not sure, that he feels confident with that team. And I think that actually they've screwed up a bit in terms of I just don't see how you can buy 2 top class strike forwards and try and keep them both happy. Like, you pay 200 million for these 2 players, over 200 million, and you either got to play one or play the other. Someone's not going to be happy at the end of the day, and he's got to try and keep them happy. And it's a proper test now for him as a manager to be able to keep them happy, rotate that squad, and keep Liverpool winning. Yeah. I think it's an interesting game Sunday. I think Liverpool do win it Sunday. I do think they win it because I just don't think Man United are good enough to go there. They have got a couple of draws, but I think this year Liverpool will win there. But I think there's games coming up for Liverpool that they're not going to win.
Yeah. What's your take on it, Charlie?
I think Liverpool are going to deal with Man United quite comfortably because I think Man United are just pony. And even with Liverpool,
but they have got a harder run of games. I mean, obviously, it's not a foregone conclusion that they're going to drop points, and it's not a foregone conclusion, but we're going to take all the points.
No, see, I think Liverpool will deal with Man United, and then I agree with Leah, but I think they'll drop points in some of their other games. I mean, they've got City coming up, so one of them, if not both of them, are losing points there. We need to make sure the weekends that they're playing, we win our game.
Yeah.
Well, we need to win all our games anyway, but that weekend specifically is because one or if not both of them are dropping points. But no, I think Liverpool are going to deal with Man United quite comfortably, like 3-0 or something.
What are you saying, Nomad?
For me, I think it will depend with the first few minutes of the game. Yes, United are shit, but so were Chelsea last weekend, losing all the centre backs, and they still got that win. So I think if it's Liverpool and Manchester United, it's not about performances and momentums and runs. I think it's about the referee. So I hope I really, really hope, but I don't think they will. But still, it will depend with the first few minutes of the game how United will start. But at the end of the day, I think Liverpool will win. So, as Pax always say, deep down, I think Man United will get something out of that game. But superficially, everybody thinks it's Liverpool. So, I'm going Liverpool, but deep down, I know maybe a draw for United.
Yeah, so you're heart and head, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all got that little bit of hope that Man United turn up and just You know, even a draw would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Just go there and shit out a draw again. I don't
Yeah.
mind if you do that.
Even a 0-0. Go
Exactly.
get a 0-0.
Go shit out a draw.
Yeah, and I'd watch every second of it.
Help a brother out.
Yeah,
You know, the thing is, Liverpool are just superior by name. I think performance-wise, they are not superior in terms of performance. Maybe us and Man City are the only team, or maybe Bournemouth are the ones that can really dissect you with performance passes sideways, until they break you down. So for Liverpool, it's hit and run, and maybe United can cope with that.
I think if United concede an early-ish goal, first 20, 25 minutes, it's a long day, mate. It's a long day for them.
What's that? This gymnastics forecasting is nonsense. When Leicester won the title, they didn't speak. They got on with it. Yeah, it's called content, mate. Do you know what I mean? We're just predicting. It's just life. Nobody's saying it's going to happen. We're not pretending to have a crystal ball. We're just forecasting. Yeah, I do think Liverpool win. I think it'd be a 2-1. I don't think it'd be anything mad. But yeah, I pray for any draw.
Yeah,
We'll
be fine with any draw, to be honest. The Monday night game, we got West Ham against Brentford.
2-1 West Ham.
Yeah, agree. West Ham have to win this game, don't they?
I think they will win it.
West Ham have to win this game.
Well, it's a must win, yeah, absolutely. But will they?
Yeah, they'll win Monday night at home Monday night. Yeah, I think they'll have enough to beat Brentford. I think Bowen.
Yeah, Nuno will be on that as well. He'll be fully on that.
Yeah, I do think there'll be different. There'll be different side with Nuno in control, because obviously it's his pragmatist, kind of progression type football, isn't it? So I think he'll be better. Brentford haven't convinced me either, to be honest.
They were very good against Man United. Brentford should have won that a lot more than they did. But then they were very poor against Man City until the 60th minute onwards. So yeah, it's one of them.
Jekyll and Hyde side.
Yeah, one of them.
Brentford could struggle this year.
Yeah, I think they might be on the cusp. I don't think they will go down, but I think they'll be close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's your three to go down? Obviously, we said Wolves.
I had the three promoted teams to go straight back down, so I can't change
Leeds
it.
go back down as well.
Yeah, I can't change it. They were my predictions. I had the three promoted teams to go straight back down.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go Burnley. Burnley will go down potentially. Do you know what? It's a free for all down there. I think West Ham with Nuno's a shrewd.
Good timing as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that would be enough to keep them up.
Yeah, before the shit really hit the fan, I think that's good. It's good timing on his appointment. That's the only reason I think that it stays up.
I think Sunderland are going to stay up. I said it. I think Sunderland will stay up.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I'm going to go. Yeah, I think maybe Leeds. I need to see what they're going to be like for the next 3 or 4 games. But either Leeds, I'm going to go Leeds or Brentford will be in that third spot. Then Burnley and Wolves.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree. I think it would be a toss up between the two of Leeds and Brentford. If Forest don't do something, they could be in trouble as well. They need to do something sharpish.
They need to get some kind of result this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think we actually go on to win the title from here? Or do you think it's too early to predict? What do you say from that?
It's too early to predict, but this is the best opportunity we've had in years, and if we can get out of this side of the fixture list in a very strong position, and we got players coming back, I'm more than confident that actually I think we can go and win it. There's no reason why we can't go and compete to win it this year. We're top of the table at the moment. I think we're probably just about favourites, and I can see why at present. We've got everything within our army. Like you look at, we've got the goalkeepers. Like we've got a decent reserve goalkeeper. Do you know what I mean? Who's been around the block and played at top level. We've got the defence is a defence. The midfield's strong. And then now we've got the forwards as well. And I think Gilchrist, once he gets a couple of goals consistently, he'll start firing. Arteta has to win something. Arteta has to win the Premier League or the Champions League this year. He needs to go and win one of them two.
So if he doesn't win either of those ones, he loses his job.
I'm not saying he loses his job as such, because that's not my decision to make.
No, just your opinion of it as a fan.
Yeah. I'm not saying he's going to lose his job, because actually I'm not like I suppose it would all depend on how well we performed and what were the circumstances. But in my opinion, he's got the squad to go and win at least one of them trophies. I think the Premier League's got to be the one that actually you look at and you think that's got to be the more realistic option, because actually we know with the Champions League you need a lot of luck as well. But yeah, like for me, he's got to go and win the Premier League this year. He has to win in Premier League. Someone said to me the other day, "What about if he won the League Cup and the FA Cup?" Yeah, that's nice, but it's not. Look at Charlie. No offense, mate. He's desperate for us to win the Premier League. I've been quite fortunate. I've seen us win the Premier League a few times in the top divisions. But this new generation, not new generation, but generation of fans that have been brought up over the last 15, 20 years. Sorry, last 15, 20 years. They're craving this. Do you know what I mean? They're absolutely craving this. And to say that actually, yeah, we won the League Cup, but we didn't win nothing else, I don't think that's good enough for the money we spent and the squad that we got. Like we have to go that next step now. We can't. I don't think second place is even good enough anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like we've spent the money, we've got the players. We just got to go out and consistently do it. And I think as long as we're consistent, I think we could win it.
Yeah. I know what you're going to say, Charlie. So that's but do it anyway.
Well, he should be sacked. If he doesn't win, he should be sacked.
If he doesn't win the Prem?
Yeah.
So if he wins the Champions League but doesn't win the Prem, he should be sacked?
Well, no, to be fair, though, he has to, like Liam said, he has to win one of them. He has to win one of the two.
That's not what you said, though, is it? I'm not trying to trip you up, but at least make your point properly and just, yeah.
He has to win one of the two.
He has to win one of the two majors, otherwise he should be sacked, yeah?
Yeah, okay. He has to win one of the major two, or he has to be sacked.
I completely get that. Yeah. What are you saying, Nomad?
I think he has to win something. Premier League, UCL, anything. But the question is, if you sack him, who do you think is better than him out there?
Yeah, I mean, is that really our problem anyway?
Yeah, that's not my problem.
It will be when you get a Ange Postecoglou type. So
you need to get a winner in, wouldn't you? Like the manager that I could sit and say now would be someone like Luis Enrique, potentially.
Yeah, I know who I would go. Yeah, I know who I would go and get.
Who?
I'd get Enrique.
I get Enrique, but is he leaving?
Yeah, of course he is, mate. He's done the best he can do.
PSG, bruv, in the French league.
Right,
nah, he's leaving.
So basically, because he's won the Champions League, he'd leave and come here.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Mate, he doesn't want to manage it.
Right,
I'm not saying it to trip you up. I'm just asking the question. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not saying you're wrong at all. I just have PTSD of who we get as managers. That's the only problem.
Yes.
Because we don't.
I hate that question. I hate that question to an extent. Well, if you sack him, who you getting in? Well, I'm not getting anyone in.
The reason people ask that is because we have history of getting managers that have either no history at all or history of being,
All right, I'm going to caveat that straight away. We went and got Arsene Wenger, who had
Yeah, but
no
nobody
history
knew
or
who he
anything.
was then.
No, who had no history or anything, and look what the geezer did.
Yeah.
After how many years? Like, what has he done? And if I interrupt
Yeah, but
you, has
in
he
his
won the
first
European
7 years,
trophy for us?
in his first 7 years, he won 3 leagues, 2 doubles, and like 4 FA Cups.
Has he won the Champions League?
That's
For
irrelevant.
17 years.
It's not irrelevant, really.
You know,
That's
for
I'm
17
talking
years,
about
I think he was the manager for us, but
when we
we were
first got
always
the
the
geezer.
underdogs.
When we first got the geezer, no one knew who he was, and in his first full season, he won the double.
My biggest problem with Wenger in the later years is not Wenger himself, although it kind of is a little bit. He was too frugal, and he was talking more about penny pinching and whatever than actually going out and spending good money on a player. So he didn't get the support of the board because he could do everything on a shoestring, which kind of cost us in the end.
Yeah, that's fair, but that wasn't the point I was making. I'm
not saying it is. I'm just saying as that he inherited a bloody good squad for a start off. Yes, he got some additions into it, and he carried on with it. But then we ended up in Champions League, not really competing to Champions League, not just down to Wenger, but that was down to the board that kind of bought into this frugality. That's the only thing.
But then I also think at the time we moved stadium, we couldn't compete with the big boys because we were paying off stadium debt. So we were able to sell our best players to our rivals.
I agree with that, but that went on for too long, didn't it?
Yeah. So I don't think that's all down to him, but that's
no. I agree.
I don't like the question. I don't like the question. Who you getting in? Well, one, I'm not getting anyone in because I don't control who comes in and comes out of the club. So
yeah, but all I'm saying is historically.
That's without historically a good squad, though, isn't it? That's what historically Unai Emery come into a bit of a, let's be honest, a Wenger-esque declining team, which is factual. Mikel Arteta come into an absolute mess at the start.
Yeah, Arteta came into worse. I think Arteta came into worse.
But that's telling you that the managers didn't want to touch that at the time. But now there's a squad ready, and just say Arteta didn't get us over the line this year, and I'm pretty much in the same thing. That will they go and sack him? I'm not so sure they will, but if they just say they did sack him with another transfer window next summer, as such. Do you know what I mean? Why can't we go and attract the best manager in the world, best managers in the world? Because actually, that squad of players would deserve a manager that's going to get them over the line. If this manager couldn't get them over the line, and going and risking it on this, just on a general average manager would be absolute ludicrous. Like this squad of players is the best squad, a set of players that I've seen for a long time, and you can't be telling me that the very best managers wouldn't want to manage this team or manage.
Yeah, they'll be looking at that buzzing, 100%.
Do you know what I mean? So I think, I totally agree with Charlie. Like it's out of our scope who they bring in, but surely with this guy as well, who's come in, and let's be honest, he's done the business since he's come in his role.
Absolutely mental.
Actually, he wants to win. And look, I know he managed Atletico Madrid, and they're always going to fight against Barcelona and Real Madrid. But they did do it. They did compete with it. Like he's telling me he ain't got contacts as well. I'm sure he could attract loads of quality managers if it needed to become that situation. But I'm hoping it don't come to that situation personally. Hopefully, Mikel Arteta does the business this year, and that's a conversation that we don't have to have. Because that's what we want, don't we? We want to see Arsenal winning the very best trophies. And for me, there's no excuse now. We have to go and win a trophy. We have to go and win one of the top 2 trophies. FA Cup, as I said, FA Cup, League Cup's nice, but it's not the requirement to keep your job as such. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you win a League Cup,
I think if it was a double, if it was a domestic double, maybe I think that would be.
It probably from the board's perspective.
Yeah, that would save his job, but for us, it's not good enough.
But I don't think for a lot of fans it will be, and there will still be as much noise now as what there was last summer. Do you know what I mean?
Correct.
Stu was saying about Simeone, he has no desire to come here, but for me, I wouldn't want Simeone anyway. I don't know about you.
No,
guys.
yeah, that's yeah, no.
No, I'm not.
You know,
yeah,
we
I'm not
complain
really-
about Arteta being negative at times, and this guy's just gonna
Must have negatives.
every game.
Mate,
so
I want this manager to prove me wrong. I've said
I
had this
just-
conversation like,
you
with
know,
Liam.
I've
had
backed
this,
him,
like,
and you kind of getting to the point where it's like, well, it's your job to kind of back me now.
yeah, I had this conversation with Liam last season because I was one of the only people that wanted him out at the time.
You know, sometimes it's not about the manager because we are almost close and we lost Saliba. How is that Mikel's problem or Mikel's?
No, I'm talking about last season. Last season,
Yeah,
he failed
and
miserably.
when we lost Saliba, I would caveat that the board didn't actually do what was necessary in the transfer windows to back the team. I don't think he was backed in that point, and whether that was down to the board or down to Edu when he came in. But I also think that the signing of Berta over A2 is enough of a direction change that it actually shows that they've got serious ambition.
Yeah, it's up the levels, mate. It's up the levels.
So if then you don't go and buy the players or you buy mediocre players again, then you can point the finger at the board. But I think now because Berta's come in and because we've had a decent transfer window and because we've done so well in the transfer window, granted, we all wanted one more. I mean, I think we all know where that position was, but barring perfection, and we know that we couldn't sell any players. I think if we could sell players, I think we'd have got that left winger. But the fact that we couldn't sell anybody, I think that just scuppered everything. I think we were close to PSR by that point, and we just couldn't without getting somebody off the books.
I actually think as well, like the biggest Arteta supporters, as in like the proper pro Arteta supporters, you now can't deflect onto the board like you were doing before. You can't do that now. The board have done their job.
The only pushback I would say to that is it's only like been this year that it's been complete.
Yes, but this is what
That's
I'm
the
saying.
only
I'm going
pushback
off
to
of
that.
I'm going off of this season alone now. So, like I
Yeah.
said, game by game, I'm going off of
Yeah.
this season alone.
No, I
You
get
man-
that, and I have been in Arteta. Well, I still am in Arteta's corner, but I agree with Liam. He has to win something, and it has to be something major, really.
Yeah,
because
unless
I
we-
don't think he's going to get the opportunity again anyway. Because well, we don't know what the purchases and whatever is going to be in the transfer windows.
yeah.
But
My only gripe with Arteta at the moment is the Liverpool game. Do you know what I mean? Is that he didn't. For me, I think a Jurgen Klopp. It's just how that is ironic, but a Jurgen Klopp would have gone to that game and gone for the kill. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
And I think that was a good opportunity, but at the moment, actually, even though it would have put us much further clearer now of them, which has been absolutely great. It hasn't really badly affected us because we're sitting top of the table. But I think this is the next piece of Arteta that actually he's got to instill the confidence in that team of players to say, do you know what? You're going to go to Liverpool or you're going to go to Man City, and he's got an opportunity to be at Man City this year. And we're not coming here for a draw. We're going here. We're going here to make a statement now. We're going to make a statement that we're going to be the Premier League champions at the end of the season.
But the draw at home, doesn't that mean that that's what you've got to do anyway?
What do you mean a draw at home?
Well, we comfortably won that at home last season, and we should really be winning at home against City, right?
No, yeah, I'm talking about away from home.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But doesn't that make now that away game a must win?
Yeah, because we've lost 2 points. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, we've lost 2 points based off of last season. But then we've also gained 2 points from other fixtures. So it's...
I mean, I know it made Newcastle a must win, but what I'm saying is to equilibrium and all that. Like, if you
I hear you. I hear you.
Win your home games and draw your away games or whatever.
I look at the Man City game, right, and like it's not even about us just making up points or making it a must-win game. For me, it's about making a statement in their stadium and say, like Liverpool did there last year. They went there and they beat them 2-0. I think
they slapped them 2-0.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. We need to go into City, right, and beat them in their own backyard. Make a statement, because that day when Liverpool did that at Man City, that they were Premier League champions after that day. Let's be honest. After that game, we knew anyway. But that was the final piece. Say they got the confidence now. They got the swagger. They've gone into City and they've come out with 3 points. This is the key piece for me now, is to go and make an absolute statement in a big stadium, because the amount of confidence that will bring them set of players, that team is second to none. And we know we can do it because we've done it in Real Madrid. Do you know what I mean? We have got the players to go and do it. But more importantly in that, it's about obviously beating the teams that we haven't beaten over the last few years. The stupid games, do you know what I mean? Like
the West Ham, we kind of do.
And we're doing that now. But they're the
we
games
have to kind of be focused about it,
Yeah, they're the games that will naturally, actually, if you just go and beat all them teams, naturally you've got a great chance to win the league. But I don't just want that. I want us to go into Man City and go and beat them this year. That's what I want. That's what I really want. I want us to do it, because I think that and Liverpool, the only 2 stadiums at the moment that I don't believe Arteta's gone there and won, has he?
We haven't won at Anfield since 2012.
Yeah, it's a shocking record.
Long time.
It's a shock. I even remember the game, mate. It was Podolski and Cazorla.
Podolski and Cazorla.
But we need that's the next level we need to go to dominate this Premier League. Do you know what I mean? Is to have the confidence to go into them stadiums and go, do you know what? We don't give a shit. We're going to go in here and we're going to walk back out with the 3 points, and that's what we need to do.
I hear you and I agree with you. But then on the flip side of that, when City were winning leagues, what they were doing was they wasn't going to Liverpool and winning. They were just slapping everyone else.
Yeah.
So if you,
we need to do that as well.
What I would also say though is they scared people. They scared teams into basically giving up their games. So when they had European games or anything like that, they completely rotate, basically take it, and just go, well, we're not going to beat City anyway. And they started doing that with us a little bit, not the same, not bending over, but played a different way. So they don't do the bending over anymore. They basically do the low block and kind of hope for the best.
I think we had West Ham, we've got Palace and Fulham. Like in these 3 fixtures, we got 2 points last season.
Yeah.
Across those 3 games, we get 9 points. That's 7 points gained already on just those 3 games.
Yeah.
I don't think City and Liverpool are going to be the issue here. I think if we beat all the other teams and accrued all the points by beating them, City and Liverpool won't do that.
Like you say, you got to put the pressure on Liverpool, which we never did it at any point last season, really. Certainly not after November. We didn't really pressurize them that much. Any time that they dropped points, we didn't bother. And
well, we made the statement at Newcastle. They slip up, and we were there.
Yeah.
We were there, ready.
Yeah, but we got to make a habit of it rather than just do it the once.
And this weekend is different because we're playing first. All right, okay, yeah, they're at home to Man United, but it puts them under more pressure immediately straight away.
Yeah. Provided we do our job, but we've had draws. Did we have a draw and a loss in the last 2 years?
Yes, and then we've had 1 win out of 4, which was the 3-0 in the first half.
Yeah, so we just got to do our jobs with that. Make it. We've done it with Newcastle. We've done it with West Ham. We need to do it with Fulham now, and make sure we keep that moving. Anyway, I think we kind of covered everything we need to cover. Thank you very much for joining us, Smuggo. How we do? What we got coming up anyway? What we got coming up, Liam?
Oh, sorry, mate.
Right.
What have I got coming up? No, I've got my show on Monday night. Because obviously I'm at the game tomorrow, so obviously I'm pretty much and not doing nothing this weekend in terms of streaming. So yeah, got my show on Monday night at 8:30, where we'll probably just analyse all the weekend's games, and yeah, look forward to the Champions League on Tuesday night against Madrid.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah. Nomad, what you got coming up? Anything? You got any videos or anything? Hello. You're
He's on
muted, I
mute.
think.
He's on mute.
Yeah. I think you're muted, mate.
No, he's done.
Done. Sorry, mate. Yeah. So thanks for joining us anyway. Yeah. Cheers, Charlie.
Yeah, nice one, mate. Thanks for having me on. I'll
Yeah.
like I said to Liam, I need to jump on one of Liam's shows again soon, to be fair. But I'm just with my football and all that at the moment. It's been hard trying to find some spare time.
Indeed.
So,
but yeah, thanks everybody that's been in the chat and watch the show. Please make sure you're hitting the like and the subscribe, sharing the channel out, and I'll put in Smuggo's channel as well, so you can follow that as well. But yeah, we'll see you next time. This has been Sparks Prem Focus. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.